I just hope you're not all irritated on this one because we are recording, and I can tell that.
Are we already recording?
Yeah, we're already recording. Oh, and you know what I want to do is I want to play a little galloping horse. Listen to the cymbal in the back.
I don't understand.
It's that guy with the bell. Hear that?
I think people are going to turn this off and they're not going to listen to us again.
All right, well, let's kick it off right now. What are we talking about? What is our show?
Our show is Played in Ponder. We are a married couple. We are empty nesters. We talk about some serious issues. We banter. We explore topics, current events.
One of us gets irritated with the other one a lot.
Are you insinuating that's me?
I have never been irritated with you, ever.
Oh my gosh, you're so annoying.
Sometimes I get irritated with how irritated you are with me, but that's like, I think that's a cause and effect, right?
Can I tell you what's really annoying?
What?
Well, this music. But you know what's really annoying? So I sent you a text today. Can you turn it off? Seriously?
I sort of like it. It reminds me of Kaylee's orchestra. Right? Doesn't it?
It does.
The symphony?
Okay, let me tell you why I'm annoyed.
Yes.
I'm still hearing the music. Turn it off.
I hear it. It sounds good. Okay, fine.
Thank you. Gosh.
It's off. Wait, what is the show? Really quick before
I just said it. It's Played in Ponder.
I
just
know,
went
but
through the
what
whole...
it's about?
Let me guess. You weren't listening, which kind of goes to what I was talking about and why I'm annoyed. I sent you a text today, and you have the thing that says "read" on your text, which is your first mistake. You should never do that. And you read half the text, which had some, it had some information in it. And then I asked you about it tonight at dinner, and you're like, I didn't read it. No, you read it because your text said read. So I don't understand how you're telling me that you didn't read it when it said read. The phone isn't lying.
The second you caught me, it was...
But you
like,
do
how
this.
do I get out of this?
Oh my gosh, you don't listen.
I hear you, and a lot of times I listen, and I'm trying to do it more and more. I want to bat 1,000.
Oh, that's not... I love you. I just don't know if that's possible.
I really am going to try until I get it perfect.
Okay.
And I still have time to do that. So it's going to get done. So what is going on? Like, why? Okay. First of all, we're a little irritated. We have people moving in tomorrow to house sit, and we have us like moving out to deal with.
Well, by moving out, you mean we are getting on an airplane and we are moving
for 48 hours.
Moving into a hotel.
But we're going somewhere really cold.
I don't like cold. I have issues with cold. I do like to ski. I'll admit that, but I have something called Raynaud's, and if you don't know what that is, my fingertips go white. My hands lose all circulation, and it typically happens to somebody's feet or their fingers, and that happens to me, so I am always cold. Even in summer, I am cold. And we're about to go someplace where the high, I think, is 36 degrees. That's cold. That's frigid. That's, oh my fucking God.
Wait, I don't think we're supposed to swear on this. This is
Well,
an
can you
all
rewind?
ages podcast. No, but I think we can get by with one.
Okay.
But we got to keep it PG-13. Like our life together is PG-13.
Our son's first word was a bad word.
It was a bad word. It was the S word, which I won't say because I think you can't get away with 2 cusses in a row. Like
you don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean,
It was really cute. Maybe one day we'll play it and you can hear how cute it is. His little voice.
Your use of the F-bomb, though, has been quite epic over the years.
Has it gotten worse?
No, it's
or you
always
just
been
used
bad.
to it.
It's always been bad. It's been there.
Growing up, my parents used to say to me, I could say anything I wanted as long as I said it nicely. So I had to say it with respect. I could say I don't even know. I could drop an F-bomb and say a horrible thing, but if I said it in a nice tone, then I could get away with it. Maybe that was the problem.
Well, I mean, that is a little bit of what they say between Democrats and Republicans, right? Like there's people that say it's just one big uni party, but Democrats sort of screw people over by saying it really nicely, and Republicans screw people over by just flat out saying it with the F-bombs.
Yeah. When you said uni, I thought you were going to say unibrow.
Well, you have gotten on me about the unibrow over the years and have, oh, geez, I just kicked my desk and it sounded like a bass guitar.
Boom.
Yeah, you taught me about the unibrow that is slowly creeping up on my face, and you have plucked a couple of those over the years.
It gives me great satisfaction. It's almost like popping a pimple. There's something so exhilarating about just that boop, or when you pull that hair, boop.
I think we're getting a little too close for comfort for a lot of the listeners out there. And she does not pluck my eyebrows that much. In fact, I went to a barbershop the other day where they did a really good job of cutting some of the blonde hairs out of my eyebrows.
What do you mean by blonde?
Because when I surf a lot, the sun bleaches some of my eyebrows.
It's
into
not
a
just
blonde.
age and nature?
No, it's blonde.
Okay.
It's not the other color.
If that makes you feel better, then we can go with that.
It doesn't make me feel better. It's accurate.
Okay.
Completely accurate.
Just like you didn't read my text, or you did read my text. I'm very
I heard
annoyed.
your text, but I didn't read it.
It's really annoying.
In fact, if listeners could help me understand how to get rid of the read or unread text part of my iPhone, I'd really
I could
appreciate
do it.
that.
I just don't think I want to, because it's more fun to catch you saying, oh, I read it, or oh, I didn't read it. And no, you in fact did read it.
Well, the other thing I wanted to bring up is the fact that we are going up to the Great White North.
Which is going to be white with snow.
Yeah, we're going past Toronto, and we're heading into a town called Brampton to watch.
But we're staying in Toronto.
We are staying in Toronto
It's
because
about
you've never been in Toronto.
I've never been to Toronto. Vancouver, we've spent some time in. Montreal, we've obviously spent a lot of time in. I've never done Toronto. I'm sort of
Toronto
excited.
is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm
excited. It is pretty
excited.
cool. It's sort of the Canadian New York City.
That's what I'm vibing with.
And they got your Holt Renfro.
I know. That's what it's going to be hit on Saturday.
It's actually home of the
excited.
very first Four Seasons hotel, too.
Oh, well, I do like my Four Seasons.
It's and to me, it's always been a near and dear city because it was actually where I was. And of course, everybody remembers where they were during the terrible time of 9/11 back in 2001. I was up at the Toronto Film Fest then and was
stranded for a little bit.
Stranded up there for a week, which there could be a lot worse and a lot less safe.
But you were
places.
safe, and I remember I was very nervous and just sort of waiting for that call because nobody knew what was happening in the world that day.
I think everybody was nervous about
sure.
every loved one they
100%.
had, no matter where they were. That was a crazy time. So what are the topics? Oh, by the way, before we get to the topics, I do want to remind everybody that the downloading has been excellent. Please follow us, review us, put the word out.
You're saying a lot today.
Did I say a lot?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about like? Sorry about the
You just did it again.
Okay, so we are going to avoid the ums.
There were two topics that I thought could be really interesting. One is FAA and what's happening at all the airports, especially with the government shutdown. But I feel a little dirty talking about it right after you talked about 9/11. So maybe that's the second topic we discuss. The other topic...
It's actually a pretty good segue. And the fact is, airline travel has gotten a lot safer since then. Obviously, we've done a lot of interesting things in terms of trying to, ramp up the way the TSA works and all that. And I think they're actually now realizing some of this technology allows us not to have to do some of the things to go through those X-ray machines, makes the lines a little quicker. Then obviously
right, but
Clear and TSA.
I think today, what did they say, that 10% of airports across the country are going to be shut down? I think we are going to see massive delays, and I'm slightly nervous about our travel coming up. I'm also really nervous about Thanksgiving. Is this government shutdown going to end? We're already at day 36, I think it is. And the longest one before that was in 2018 to 2019, and that was 35 days. So effectively, we've surpassed that.
I actually remember that shutdown because I happened to be in Washington, D.C. doing meetings on the Hill. And I was at the, what was the name of the Charlie Palmer's Steakhouse, which is right at the foot, if anybody's been in D.C., inside the Beltway. It's right to the Senate side of the Capitol building. It's a place where a lot of people go to have steak dinners, to celebrate, or to lobby, or whatever it is. I was in there, and it was the night they blocked the vote in order to keep the government open. And I remember Senator Ted Cruz at the time throwing this celebration steak dinner at Charlie Palmer's because they had just shut down the government. And I'm thinking,
Why
I
are you
can't believe people are
celebrating?
celebrating
Yeah,
this.
I
What
don't
the
know.
heck?
But going back to shutdown, going back to airports, going back to FAA, I don't know. So in 2018-19, when there was the shutdown and you saw sort of this mass disruption in the air world, right? We'll call it that. The initial weeks, from what I read, the non-essential workers were furloughed. And that even included some of the safety inspectors, which is absolutely mind-boggling that you would equate a safety inspector with a non-essential worker. I don't really understand that logic, but we're going to go with it. Then what I read is that pilot licenses and that new aircraft certifications stopped being processed. Okay. Then the next thing that happened was air traffic control.
Well, wait a minute. If they were stopped being processed, did that mean it didn't mean that people could still go fly because they didn't get their certification?
Right,
it
but
meant like they had to wait to go
They
fly.
had to wait. Yeah. So it's sort of like this compounding, right? Like a compounding interest. This is really the critical point, is that air traffic control were told that they were essential workers, but they had to come to work without pay.
And that's in this one too, right? Like, are you talking about the last one?
I'm
or
talking about
this one?
2018-19. And then, so what happened is people just started to call in sick. And they didn't just call in sick one day, they were calling in sick for multiple weeks, which put a ton of pressure on those who actually showed up for work.
Well, apparently it's the same case now too, is that they're making these. First of all, how is a air traffic control person not essential?
Well, no, they were deemed essential
They
in
were
2000,
deemed essential,
but they weren't
except
paid.
they won't pay them.
I
Like,
know,
well,
it's
what the heck is that? Are we not paying our military service members during this too?
I don't
Because they're
know.
obviously essential.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing that's crazy about it is that you have these people that are working without getting paid. There was just a study that came out today. Just shy of 69% of all Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and there's a very large percentage of them. I believe it's over 30%, so roughly half of that, under 69%, live paycheck to paycheck, yet have trouble paying bills.
Sure, I believe it.
So air traffic control people, they obviously have a very skilled profession. They probably went through a lot of training, and they probably do rather well as far as a government employee is concerned. But given inflation, given the state of the economy, I somehow doubt these people have plenty of money, plenty of cushion, even knowing they're going to get back pay. How do they do this without having major frustration and major anger about it? I don't want that kind of
I don't want
temperament
the-
in
no.
the air traffic control.
No, what was a movie? Wasn't there a film?
Tin Can
Was that what it was?
with Billy Bob Thornton.
Yes.
Billy Bob Thornton and John Cusack, I think was John. I think John Cusack was in that.
I can see that. I definitely can. But when you have these issues with air traffic control and you have these delays at one airport, it's not just that one airport. So in 2019, I keep going back to that because that's what I researched. In 2019, air traffic basically halted in Newark, which then caused delays in LaGuardia.
Oh, that little airport in Newark?
Right, exactly. We're not talking about like a podunk little airport that looks like that show Wings. We're talking about a major hub. And so it caused delays at LaGuardia, Philadelphia, and then the ripple effect was felt across the nation. So we're being told today that 40 major airports are going to have delays. What is that going to do?
What it's going to do is hopefully not delay our flights, and hopefully not makes people so angry that something crazy occurs at an airport. We just don't want that. Like, we just need to figure out how to get this resolved. I mean, we need both parties in the Capitol building working on resolving whatever this idiocy is. Let's face it, it's both sides are at fault.
Of course.
no matter what you listen to, there's some sort of, slant on it. If you're listening to MSNBC, it's all the Republicans' fault. If you're listening to Fox, it's all the Democrats' fault. If you listen to certain mothers-in-law, they'll say it's somebody's fault. It's everybody's fault. It's everybody's fault.
I am going to say, it's not your mother-in-law because your mom passed away. So your mom and mother-in-law, unless she's talking to you from the grave, I don't think she has a point of view on this one. I'm going to pull that card. Sorry. And you know what's even crazier? That with these delays, most insurance policies that people take out when they fly or they purchase airfare, and we very rarely do it actually, but they, the insurance that you can get the policy, you can get the money back, whatever it is, those insurance policies don't actually cover shutdown related disruptions. Do you know why?
Why?
Unforeseen event.
Oh, it's like a force majeure?
Yep, it's a force majeure.
That is so ridiculous. I am going to give that a sad trombone because that really ticks me off.
But can I tell you something? I just saw something on LinkedIn today, something from the chief customer officer. I didn't know they had that at United Airlines. And We're not big United flyers. It's not usually, it's for whatever reason, it's not kind of in our course of travel. But he put out something that said, if your flight's impact, we're going to tell you as soon as possible. If you want to change your flight, you can do it easily. Even if your flight wasn't impacted, but you no longer want to fly because you're hearing about all this craziness, you're eligible for a refund, even with the basic economy ticket. So I think they're really trying to sort of give this customer service, even in the midst of chaos. And I got to give this guy credit.
Well, it is. I think airlines are starting to realize that they have to figure out a customer service sort of way to process things that are completely out of their control, but also keep everybody in line on, continuing to travel, especially as we go into what looks like a bit of a downturn in the economy. People need to feel like, hey, if I'm going to pony up the $600 to fly to go see grandmother, I'm going to get there. It's going to be a relatively pleasurable experience, and it's a good expenditure of my money, even though I need to keep a good eye on what I'm doing and what I'm spending on.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm a little nervous that people will not be spending that, especially if they're living paycheck to paycheck, and especially if a third of those that are living paycheck to paycheck, based on the numbers you just stated, are having trouble paying their bills. $600 to go see grandma for the holidays is a lot of money. I don't know if we're going to see the same levels of travel that we did in years past.
I think you're 100% right, especially since a lot of the COVID programs, which should have been wrapped up long ago, are still wrapping up, including the suspension of payments on student loans. We saw a massive spike over the last month in delinquency on paying back those student loans. It's the highest on record. So you're going to start to see this under 35-year-old group look at the debt that they have, the liabilities they need to pay off, and they're going to start pinching their pockets and pocketbooks, and they're not going to be flying and not going to be going to the restaurants that they tend to go to on a regular basis, including these fast casual restaurants that we've been hearing about, like Chipotle and various others that are suddenly...
you think there's going to be a downturn at places like Chipotle?
Well, there has been.
Really?
I mean, their stock has dropped dramatically because...
But is that because of consumer
behaviors are starting to show this protection of the pocketbook and not spending when they don't need to? There's definitely a move back to eating at their house and cooking their own food, whatever it is. And, those are tell signs that, hey, we're going into a bit of a slowdown.
Oh, this makes me nervous.
Well, it's actually healthy, right? We haven't had a downturn in this economy since the great financial crisis. Yes, we had one in March of 2020 around COVID, but that was a pandemic and everybody freaked out and it was a panic, and then it all came back pretty quickly, especially with all the government spending and debt that was layered on top of it. But we haven't had any sort of normal business cycle since the great financial crisis, mainly because central banks have been printing so much money and keeping interest rates so artificially low. There's been really no what they call price discovery, or this ability to assess what a true risk is and price it the right way, because central banks have been manipulating that pricing.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I went into the weeds a little bit there, but I do, I like following that stuff. So anyway, we are flying tomorrow.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
goes well.
crossed.
It's the first flight out, so I'm hoping that does something.
Yeah, and if anybody is, I mean, I know we've been bloviating a little too much about this, but trust me, it's all done as of the end of this weekend. But our son has a semifinal game on Saturday, and we are hoping they play their best and they get past that and they play in the National Championship of Canada's game on Sunday. And by the time we'll probably do another podcast on Monday, and I really hope that we are giving a non-sad trombone and we're doing the applause.
Let's hear it.
Here it is. We're hoping to do that and boogie about the fact that they won a national championship. But we will see over the next, 72 hours in the snow, because on Sunday, if they play in a championship game, it's supposed to snow 4 to 5 inches during their game.
I don't even know what to do with myself. I can layer as many layers as possible, but I think I'm still going to be freezing.
Oh, it's going to be cold.
Like at some point, there's nothing I can do. And I realized that as I was packing, I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I bringing an extra this and extra that? It's not going to help. You know, the one thing that is going to help and I'm really excited about. So as I said, I get cold really easily. And during my son's high school games, the stadium always got really chilly because there was this ocean air that would sort of breeze through. So I have one of these electric heated chairs. It's battery operated. I don't need to plug it in. I obviously cannot bring that on the plane because we're not doing checked luggage, and that would get flagged by the TSA. But I did get a heated blanket that's battery operated, and I had it sent to the hotel, and I'm hoping that keeps me warm.
Ooh, a heated blanket. A heated blanket will keep you so warm. Warm, yes it will. It will keep you warm in the cold.
If only you could see my face right now. I'm looking at him with these eyes of, what are you doing?
I don't know. That sounded like such a Marvel climax. I love that.
Well, I'm just hoping that this heated blanket works. I am banking.
So do I, because
my sanity is being banked on this heated blanket that has been delivered. I checked, and Amazon said it was delivered.
Let me add one more thing that makes you really irritated.
Only one?
Well, remember we talked about champagne.
Right.
We talked about...
You're not reading my text, but then it says you read the text.
Yes, but you getting cold.
Yeah, cold and hungry. I get hangry.
Hungry and cold is like...
bad combination.
Double, triple, terrible, perfect storm.
I am like a 2-year-old in that respect.
Yes, you are. And I am like not like the parent that gets tough on the 2-year-old and, grounds them or yells at them. I'm the one
You're just trying to appease. You're like, what do you want? What can we do?
I tried that for a long time. Now I just run. And our dog Flynn runs with me. Oh, and by the way, our kids sometimes do too. We all hide in the same sort of area of the house and hope that the storm blows over.
You're not making me sound very nice.
You are very nice. Very nice. Most of the time.
I like the earlier episodes where you would give me lots of credit.
I know, but I was told I can't do that anymore. It was too glowing. It was too much glazing.
Okay, but you didn't need to go the opposite way.
I know. Well, I'm gonna neutral glaze you. I'm gonna glaze you with my eyes, but not with my
that sounds
voice
so
and
inappropriate.
Words. Okay, so what was the second thing that we wanted to talk about?
Happiness
right?
and the meaning of life. And I know that's a really big topic, and there's so many ways that we could go about this. It's the end of the year, right? We're getting close to that. We're getting close to Thanksgiving, New Year's, where you kind of go through what happened 12 months prior. You evaluate, you make these resolutions. If you make resolutions, I know some people that don't. You manifest for the new year. So we started talking about happiness and the meaning of life. And what I found was that the Washington Post actually did a multi-year survey, and they looked at happiness and the meaning of life. And they found that it was sometimes conflated, but most often there were true differences between one's, I guess, understanding of what it meant to be happy, and then one's ability to say that they kind of had meaning, they had purpose in life, right? Because happiness in and of itself, what the study found is it's fickle, I think was the word that they use, right? It's very temporary. You have a good hair day, you're happy. Your boss says something nice to you, you're happy. You watch a show that you've been wanting to watch on Netflix, you are happy. None of these things are necessarily substantive, right? But they do add those endorphins, which is a great thing. I'm not saying you shouldn't have that. But the meaning of life in and of itself, that's about purpose.
I think you're right. And I was actually listening to a Joe Rogan interview with Elon Musk, who was talking about how AI technology is going to pull us into a day where everybody is given a basic income that's actually a high amount of income. Everybody's given it because everybody's not able to work because AI and robots takes essentially everybody's job.
It's like Terminator.
Yeah. So Joe Rogan was arguing, oh, well, that's great because that would give everybody a chance to do the things that they've really wanted to do, like write a book or learn a new instrument or whatever it is. And I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know, like if I think about what happens when people have idle hands, they start to scroll, they start to, flip through TikTok or whatever it is. So I don't know if that's going to give them happiness. And when I think about true happiness, a lot of it has to do with things that are accomplishments or simply don't cost a dime, but you find something really beautiful in it, right? We talked about it before, going with the kids to the beach. Yep.
Meaning of life. Beautiful.
Seeing the sunset, watching the sunset with your dog and your wife.
Beautiful.
Although
that could also equate to happiness, right? Because it is a moment in the day.
Yeah.
But the meaning of life is really about purpose. What's interesting, though, is when you look at the countries that are ranked or rated as the most happy versus the least happy, you have some places like South America, right? Where maybe you've got lower income, you've got higher crime, things like that. Yet ironically, they're actually rated higher on the purpose and the meaning of life scale.
Interesting. Well, they're also very strong family units
and
in South
community,
America.
right?
Yeah.
So again, it's that sense of belonging. It's that whole sort of equation of what is life about. It's not just about that one instant endorphin moment.
Well, there's also a big belief in faith and something higher, a higher calling in those communities too, and in those nations. And it probably gives people a sense of, hey, it's not just about what's happening here on earth. It's about what happens in the afterlife. And the fact that, like, yeah, we can stress about all this stuff that's happening to us here and worry about death or, illness or whatever it is. But someday you're not going to be here. And the next thing that you do is even better. Like the heaven opens up its arms and you get embraced or whatever it is. You get reincarnated, whatever that is. Like that faith, that belief gives people sort of a calmness and a peace that allows them to have a happier day every day.
Well, I was actually going to say the opposite. It allows them to sort of move beyond just the everyday, knowing that there is something bigger.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if you think about some of these countries, obviously you don't want to stereotype people in various countries, but there's obviously a lot of poverty in some of these countries. There's a lot of very lower end income earners, whether they're out farming or doing various tough jobs, and they have to have something that guides them through, gets them through the day, gets them excited to essentially finish the day of work and get to that next sort of step during their 24 hours, which is hopefully maybe holding a baby in their arms or hugging their wife or
being
you know,
with friends,
yeah, or
doing
sitting
something
around the
that they enjoy,
campfire,
volunteering, things like that. Okay, I have a question, and I'm posing this. I don't know if you're going to know the answer, but in places like Finland and Denmark, which are traditionally, if you're looking at like a ranking of the happiest places, are those religious places as well?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. We'd have to look that up, except if I start looking that up, then I can't pay attention to our technology here. And if anybody's a true audiophile, yes, you can hear a bit of a hum that's driving me crazy.
I feel like
I'm not
it's gotten
sure
better,
what it is.
though.
It has. I've been changing your dBs and various other levels, and I've been moving my mic around. I'm not sure what it is. It might be,
Maybe it was the full moon last night.
it could be the full.
It
could be a solar flare.
Ooh, it could. We charged our crystals.
Yes, we did.
We did not do moon water. We've been known to do that, and people are probably like, "Who are these people?" I don't know. I sort of find.
But we're
comfort
not
in
those
it.
people. We are not those people. I mean, we
No,
happen.
we're not.
We
But
do happen to go. We are of faith. I'm of Christian faith. You're of Jewish faith. We also are slightly superstitious at times, like 11:11. If it happens to catch our eye during the day,
Those are the angel numbers.
I
don't know if
like to
that's
knock on wood
superstitious.
sometimes. We do wear some good luck crystals, just simply because downtown there's this really cool little shop. And
I know, and we like to support the local shop.
Yeah, we like to support them, and they tell us, "Hey, you wear this, and good things happen." And
It
honestly,
brings abundance.
Yeah,
I like it. I'm not
and
against
you
it.
manifest abundance.
I like it. You know, it's really cute when it's 1:11 or 11:11 and we get a text from Kaylee and she's like, "It's 1:11." She's very into it.
Oh, she's super. Well, she has
And she gets
kinds.
mad if you don't tell her, right? If she was at the house and it was 1:11 and she heard you talking about 1:11 and you didn't tell her it was 1:11, she's got bad ears sometimes. Bat, B-A-T, not bad, B-A-D. And she's like, "You didn't tell me I was 1:11," because she's really into it.
No, she's definitely into it, and she's also very into what other people sort of have for superstitions and faith and all that kind of stuff. She's very curious about that, and I love that about her. Speaking of curiosity, like what kinds are there any crazy things that you're bringing to the cold weather this weekend that I should be aware of? Do you have heated gloves? Or do you have
heated gloves. I do. I use those skiing, but that actually took up too much room, and I'm trying to do a carry-on, so the heated gloves are staying. I have lots of layers, lots and lots and lots of layers. I have a couple pairs of boots. It's going to be cold. Again, there's nothing I can do about it. It's going to be frigid.
Can I tell you something that's really crazy though?
What?
Is it's like the first week in November. It's like not even like this is like
Our son doesn't know what's
this
going to
is
hit
fall.
him.
It's not even like this is nothing. They're up there. We'll probably get to this game that's gonna snow
gonna be in
5 inches.
shorts?
They're gonna have shorts and flip flops on, and we're gonna have like long johns and all this other crazy
Well, it's funny.
stuff.
I was
Sorels.
talking to another mom on the team, and she was texting me, "What are you going to bring? What are you going to wear?" And I was like, "You're the one that lives back east. I should be asking you." And so I went through what I was going to wear, each day, because I'm a little bit of a planner. And she said, "I don't think it's going to be cold enough for all those layers." And I sent a picture of what the temperature was going to be. And she's like, "Yeah, I guess it's a little chilly." And I'm thinking to myself, how is 36 not freezing?
Yeah, and by the way, that's not an audio issue. That is our dog drinking water, which I forgot to move it because I did a TV spot this morning.
Oh, is that a humble brag?
No, it was a brag. I did a TV spot this morning. I put McGill lacrosse hat in the background, and
You're
I
proudly
put
representing.
yes, and I put his water thing up on the counter to make sure that he didn't drink water during the
And you
TV
made
spot.
me dry my hair before.
Yes, I definitely did. But one thing I want to go back to on this happiness thing, or the meaning of life, right, is I do feel like for us, there's been a tremendous meaning of life in terms of bringing other life into this world and helping them prepare to be good citizens of the world, right? Like we've had a lot of fun for the past 18 years raising 2 kids. I think of many things that make me happy, but I can't think of anything that makes me happier than watching, say, my daughter, who unfortunately is not playing violin anymore now that she's in college, but to see her do violin in her orchestras at Miracosta High School was just incredible. And even those solo things she used to do in the tests, and it was just unbelievable. And then to watch my son play sports is really joyful to me. Like,
it does bring
it puts
pure
a smile.
joy. It does.
And it makes me happy. And I'm not living life through him.
No, I
had
know
a
you're not.
decent athletic. I mean, I wasn't his athletic like him, but like I had decent athletic history. But
were you ever as musical as she was?
no,
I mean, what she
I'd
can
like
do
to
is really
believe I was.
impressive.
You've heard me sing on this show. It's not very good.
You have a couple guitars. We're looking at them right now, and I know that you can
I
pick
do
it
like
up.
to sing Bon Jovi.
Well, you wanted to be a rock star.
Yes, I did want to be a rock star. 100%.
Did I stifle that?
Well, you did make me get rid of my leather pants, and that was a real bummer because they were from Rinaldi, that place on Melrose over by Robertson. It was, those leather pants were so good. I love those.
I wish, I will tell you, I actually wish that you still had them. How funny would it be if you busted them out and walked upstairs when Kaylee had all of her friends over or Dylan had all
How
of
about
his
if I wore them
dates?
to the game this weekend with Sorels on? That would be so good. With my Miguel hat and maybe a fur coat of some sort.
Oh my goodness. I am envisioning this and I don't know if I should be absolutely mortified or laugh hysterically.
Well, because I will say I did put together IKEA furniture with one of Kaylee's dorm friends' fathers, who happens to be a rock star. And I thought that was really cool because he looks like a rock star.
He does.
He is a rock star.
Yes.
And he also is as terrible putting together IKEA furniture as I am. And I thought that was really cool. But I also thought it was really
bonded.
cool that Rockstar was, and I'm not going to say his name, but it was cool to see a rock star be a dad and put together IKEA furniture. And at the end of putting it together, had the same amount of screws that somehow were left over going, oh, geez, where did I mess up?
Do you think John Bon Jovi did that? Like, do you think he put the IKEA furniture together?
Honestly, I sort of hope John Bon Jovi has never done anything close to that, because that would really ruin my understanding of how man crushy I am on John
No,
Bon Jovi.
I think he's down to earth, man of the people, relatable.
Is
Like
he?
Bruce Springsteen, I bet he did.
Hey, little girl, is your daddy home?
I do love that song. It's a little creepy though. I mean, if you listen to the lyrics, it's slightly, I think, as the kids would say, sus.
Okay, well, it sucks.
It's a great song though. It
But I do
definitely is.
think on that note, we should probably wrap this up.
Sounds good.
Like you would say to me all the time.
Wrap
Oh,
it
you know what
up.
else makes me really happy is Indiana Jones music. Yes.
I don't understand how this is applicable.
It's applicable because we had a lot of fun, and I hope people had a good time listening to us. And we are looking forward to a really good weekend, and we hope we can talk about it on Monday and say a national championship. But if not a national championship, we are going to say we had a lot of fun watching our son play the sport he loves. So on that note, we wish you all the best. And do you want to say something?
Good night.
Good night, and follow, review, and
Like
talk
us.
about us. Yes, like us.
Bye.
Bye-bye.